So 2014, there were schoolgirls in the region of Chibok, thank you, who were kidnapped. 276 young ladies were kidnapped. Now, you may not, whoever is watching, remember the details of it, but I'm pretty sure when I say the following phrase, you will remember. Bring back our girls. Hashtag bring back our girls. Emulated from the kidnapping, the gross kidnapping of those young ladies. And the person that made it go viral was former First Lady Michelle Obama, who at the time found it noteworthy and she was compelled to make that her first tweet. She had a piece of paper, hashtag bring back our girls. The whole world was talking about it. There were campaigns to find these young ladies. 2014, 10 years later, there are approximately 90 young ladies who are still in captivity. When was the last time you heard anybody say, bring back our girls, as it pertained to the young ladies in Nigeria? So not only did that happen in 2014, in 2018, we had another round of the kidnapping of young ladies in Nigeria. And the ones that we are highlighting are just one of several. These are the ones that really made mainstream media. And those young ladies were released, apart from one young lady who was 14 years old when she was kidnapped. Her name is Leah. And she has been kept in captivity because she has refused to convert to Islam. She's saying, no, I'm a person of faith, of the Christian faith in particular, and I will not release my faith and agree to take on the Muslim faith, the Islamic faith, for my freedom. And so they've said, okay, we're going to make an example of you. And like I mentioned, these are just one of, or rather two examples of many of the kidnappings that happen, of the genocide, the actual literal genocide of Christians in Nigeria that is taking place. So what we see that happened on October 7 has been unfortunately happening in countries like Nigeria. It has happened in countries like Sudan. It is happening in various parts of Africa. And it is something that if we don't get it together in the West, we will see more and more of it here.
That was 2014. About 4 years after that, Boko Haram releases a video with those girls and others that they have, because it wasn't, by the way, it wasn't just a one-time thing either. So between 2014 and now, Boko Haram's Fulani herdsmen have kidnapped hundreds of women and probably young boys too, mostly women though. 2018, Boko Haram releases a video with some of the girls that were kidnapped, making them say to the camera, we are never coming back. Okay, so this was 2018. So bring back our girls, which died pretty quickly. Like you said, Michelle Obama, that was her first tweet. That was her very first tweet when X was Twitter. And that was the only thing that she said. Nothing else was said. They were never brought back. So again, much like October 7th is today still, April 14, April 15 is still happening today. April 14, 2014 is ongoing for many Nigerians right now. 2024, 10 years after they were taken, 6 years after they said these girls are never coming back. These girls now, who are all young adult women, we know now what's going on with some of them. Some of them are being forced to have children, like Leah Sharibu. Some of them are sex slaves.
No, I just wanted to highlight that you raised an important point about Leah.
Yeah.
She's got 3 kids.
3 children by
animals,
by these depraved men who are forcing her, and she's still resisting. I will not convert. So these girls have not been brought back. Last week we talked about 2 different suicide bombing attacks on the same day in Nigeria. One in the town of, I think it's called Gwoza, in the northeastern part of Nigeria. One was a marriage ceremony, and the other one was a funeral. 2 different female suicide bombers blew up both of those events, and killed a total of 18 people. Many people were wounded. Journalists in Nigeria and also Nigerians all over are saying this is without a doubt 100% the girls who were taken by Boko Haram. Who else would it be? And so that now uncovers a very, very frightening thing, which is either these girls are being forced to do these things, or even worse, Boko Haram has thoroughly and successfully brainwashed these women into doing something like this.
I mean, it's just really, really, really heartbreaking for me as a woman and somebody who has a sister and who has many female friends to be moved to a place where Either you are forced to take not only your own life, but the life of those who may know you. You might know that community. And even if you don't know that community, these are people who very likely practice the same faith as you. And you are sent into their midst under the pretense of, if it's a wedding, you're celebrating with them at the wedding, where you would have to be moved to in order to do that, knowing that your life is at stake. Or even, like Joshua mentioned, to be brainwashed to such an extent. I mean, it's absolutely heartbreaking. And the reports, Joshua, that I read of this when you told me it, and I did further research, is that in some areas, because there's now warring between Boko Haram and their offshoot and Fulani herdsmen, as we know, that this is now a sign of their strength, right? So these cowards, these actual animals, instead of them coming out and fighting, like man on man, they're now using women and sending women into these community events to blow themselves up. I mean, it's absolute cowardice. It is evil. It is wicked beyond. And it's a spirit. Our CEO likes to reference the truth of the matter, is that this is a spirit. That's why we saw it on October 7. We're still seeing it today. I mean, this event happened just last week. And I would challenge many of you that are watching us is, where have you heard about it on mainstream media? It's not there.